everyone, this is Bernard again from Benji Autotronics, and in today's fun-filled video we are going to look at automotive relays, how they work, how to check a faulty one, and so on. We are also going to use a multimeter to check the basics with this relay here, so ride with me for more fun. So with me here is a relay. This relay here is used to control circuits of high current with low currents. That means that we are going to be using a very small amperage to control circuits that require high amperage. The reason for this is because devices in cars like power windows, electric fans, those devices require very high amounts of current, and if we were to get switches that can turn them on, those switches will be so big and they will not be able to fit within the car. So this relay here does that great job of turning them on and off. If you look at this relay clearly, you can see the markings. There are different terminals. You can see there is this terminal 86, then there is terminal 30, then there is terminal 85, then there is terminal 87, you can see it right here. Then there is terminal 87A right here, the one in the middle. So those are the terminals that are connected to different parts of the circuit. So with me here is a diagram of a relay. We are going to see the different rows of the different terminals and how the relay will be able to work. As you can see on this diagram, there is pin 86, pin 87A, pin 85, pin 30, and pin 87. And pin 86 brings power from the ignition switch, and pin 85 is grounded, and pin 30 brings power from the battery direct, and then pin 87 takes power to the load. Between pin 86 and pin 85 there is a coil. If you turn on the ignition switch from pin 86, power will flow through this coil to this side. Then that power will cause a magnetic field within this coil. It is that magnetic field that will pull this contact to go to 87. So with this contact pulled to 87, power will be able to flow from the battery to our load. This point is always closed. That means that if we turn on the ignition switch and magnetize this coil, we'll be breaking this contact. And that means if you connect a device to this point, if you turn on the car, this device will turn off. If you turn on the car with the device connected on point 87, the device will be powered. With me here is a simple wire diagram we are going to see for a relay. I'm going to use a load as a simple bulb as my load. You can see pin 30. Power comes from the positive side of the battery through the fuse to pin 30, and pin 87 is going to the bulb, and we have to ground our bulb to the negative side of the battery. Pin 85 is also grounded to the negative, and then pin 86 there is a switch between pin 86. So if we turn on this switch, there will be a magnetic field created here and to close this contact. So power will just flow from here to our bulb. And this is the setup. You can see this is the positive side of the battery, It comes through this point here, through the fuse, then to pin 30. This is pin 87. I'm going to neglect it. I'll be using pin 87. Pin 87 goes to the positive side of our load, which will be the battery, which will be the bulb, and the bulb is grounded to the negative side of the battery. This is pin 86. This is the pin 86, and this will be our switch. So I'm going to connect pin 86 to the switch, and we'll be able to turn on our bulb here. You can see that. You see that? Get it? Right here is a Mercedes fuse box. You can take a good look. The relays are always located with the fuses. You can see the fuses here inside, and the relays are these little components here. We can remove one and take a good look. You can see this one even has the wiring diagram. You can see pin 330 and pin 587. There is a switch. You see that switch is not connected, and you can see pin 285 and pin 86 connected. I think you can take a good look at this. Let me put it back. Let us go ahead and take a look at the fuse box for this Toyota car. We want to take a good look at the relays. Let us remove the cover. I think you can take a good look. The relays are here. There's this, there's this, there's this, there is this. There is this one also. This fuse book. There are also fuses right here. I can take a good look at them. You can see that 30 ampere, 15 amperes, 15. There's also these are also fuses. If you take a good look at this fuse box cover, it has labelings that tell you which fuse is for which device and which relay is for which device. If you take a good look at these small rectangle symbols right there, those ones with ampere ratings, you can see the first one there is 30, the second one is 15, and those ones are usually fuses. And they help you to identify which fuse for which device you want to troubleshoot. If you take a good look, this is a 30 ampere fuse. If you go back to our fuse box right here, you can see it right here, the 30. This is the next one is 15, and the next one is 15. If you look here, you can see this is 15 and this is 15. You can take a good look. And then for the relays, the relays are not labeled with ampere rating figures. You can see there is this one for horn, and there is the other one for fan number 2, fan number 1. And this one is in the extreme right. If you take a good look at the fuse box, you can see it right here. Let us remove and see. You can take a good look at it. Let me put it back. Now you can see this is for fan number 2. You can can see. So this one has 5 pins. Let us go ahead and make some measurements. I'm going to show you how you can test. I am going to adjust the multimeter to voltage, and I put the black lead to the negative terminal of the battery, and then the red one I'm going to use it to test. I'm looking for a port that is bringing constant power from the battery. The car is not on, so I'm going to start testing port by port. I start by this one here. You can see that one is not bringing any voltage. I test this one. That one is not bringing any voltage. I test this. That one is bringing voltage. I also test this. So meaning that this one is also not bringing voltage. Meaning that this middle one is where pin 30 goes, the one that is bringing direct power from the battery, whether the car is on or off. So I'm going to turn on the car so that we determine which is port 86 that is bringing power from the ignition. So the car is on. We have already determined that this middle part is pin 30. So let me continue measuring and see pin 86. Let me begin from this pin here. So you can see that one is bringing 13.93 voltage. That is the voltage coming from the ignition switch. If I measure again the middle part, the one from the battery, it is also bringing power. If I measure this one here, this one has no power. If I measure this one this side, and that one has no power. So we have already determined our pin 30 here and our pin 86 here. So let us look for ground, which is pin 85. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the positive terminal of the battery here. Then I'm going to use this negative to test here to see which is terminal 85. So I put here you see there is no voltage. I put this one the extreme left, you see there is voltage. So meaning this one right here is our 85. So you can see very clearly that this is opposite to this. This is 86, this is our 85. This is the ground port. So meaning if this is pin 30, this one behind pin 30, meaning this is pin 87. So this is where you connect your component. As you can take a good look here, this relay was supposed to go in like this. So meaning this is pin 86 and this is pin 85. And the middle one is pin 30 and this is 87. If I measure if I want to check if this relay is good, I'm going to measure for continuity between pin 86 and pin 85. So let me turn the multimeter to continuity. I turn the multimeter to continuity. I'm going to measure 85 and 86. They must give me a continuity reading. You see that? You see the figures on the screen? Meaning this is a good relay. There is continuity between these two. If you measure continuity between pin 30 and pin 87, there must be no continuity. See, there is no continuity. That's because this relay is not powered. But if we power this relay, there will be continuity between this pin 30 and pin 87. This relay is out of the fuse box. If you measure pin 85 and pin 86 for continuity, and you find that there is no continuity, that means that this relay is bad. Okay, thanks for watching.